Breaking Free, Understanding Learned Helplessness in Psychology, audiobook. The Psychology of Learned Helplessness. Welcome to this powerful and enlightening journey as we explore one of the most profound psychological concepts of the 20th century, learned helplessness. This audiobook has been crafted for you, our listener, to not only understand what learned helplessness is, but also to reflect, relate, and rise beyond its grip. Whether you're a psychology student, an enthusiast, or someone searching for answers in your personal journey, this 5,000-word chapter will provide clarity, hope, and insight. So, get comfortable, open your heart and mind, and let us begin. What is learned helplessness? Imagine a dog placed in a cage with an electrified floor. The dog is shocked, and no matter how much it tries, it cannot escape. Eventually, it stops trying. Later, even when the door is open and escape is possible, the dog doesn't move. It has learned that its efforts are futile. This, dear listener, is the foundation of the concept known as learned helplessness. Learned helplessness is a psychological condition in which a person or animal suffers from a sense of powerlessness, arising from persistent failure or traumatic events. It is one of the key explanations behind depression, low self-esteem, chronic failure, and lack of motivation. Coined in 1967 by psychologists Martin Seligman and Stephen Meyer, the term describes how individuals can learn to believe they have no control over their situation, even when opportunities for change exist. The birth of the theory, Seligman's experiment. Let's take a moment to step into history. In the 1960s, Martin Seligman conducted a series of experiments on dogs. He divided them into three groups. Group A, dogs that received shocks but could press a panel to stop them. Group B, dogs that received the same shocks but had no control over them. And Group C, dogs that received no shocks. Later, all dogs were placed in a box where they could escape the shocks by jumping over a low barrier. What happened? Group A quickly learned to escape. Group C figured it out too. But Group B? They simply lay down and whined. They had learned to be helpless. This was revolutionary. It proved that past experiences of uncontrollable pain could condition individuals to stop trying even when control is possible. The impact on humans. Though the experiment involved animals, its implications for humans are profound. Imagine a student who fails repeatedly despite studying hard, or an employee constantly overlooked for promotions, or a child facing emotional neglect. These experiences can lead people to internalize failure. They start to believe, I'm just not good enough. Nothing I do will make a difference. Why try? Over time, this mindset can lead to depression, low motivation, social withdrawal, self-sabotage. Learned helplessness is like an invisible cage. The door might be open, but the prisoner inside doesn't believe they can walk out.
4. Cognitive and emotional components. Let's dive a bit deeper. Learned helplessness isn't just about behavior. It includes cognitive, thought-related, and emotional dimensions. When someone repeatedly faces uncontrollable stress or trauma, their attributional style, how they explain events, becomes skewed. People suffering from learned helplessness often attribute failure to internal causes, like it's my fault. See problems as global, like everything in my life is bad. Believe issues are stable, like it will always be this way. This trio creates a mental trap, fostering a belief that life cannot improve. 5. Real-life examples. Let's make this real. Education. A student fails math repeatedly. Despite tutoring, they continue to struggle. Eventually, they stop trying, assuming they're just not a math person. Workplace. An employee's ideas are consistently dismissed. Over time, they disengage, stop sharing, and their performance declines. Relationships. A person faces repeated rejections or abuse. They begin to think they are unlovable or undeserving of kindness. These scenarios showcase the psychological cage of learned helplessness. The individual is capable, but believes they are not. 6. Learned helplessness and mental health. One of the most critical areas where learned helplessness plays a role is in mental health. Depression. Sufferers often feel hopeless, drained, and unable to change their situation. Learned helplessness feeds this loop. Anxiety. Fear of failure or rejection causes avoidance behavior. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Victims of trauma, especially repeated trauma, often feel powerless and disconnected. Therapists often work to break the cycle by helping clients regain control, rebuild confidence, and reframe negative thoughts. 7. Breaking the cycle. How to overcome learned helplessness. If you feel trapped in patterns of helplessness, there is hope. Here are evidence-based strategies to reclaim your power. A. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. CBT helps individuals recognize negative thought patterns and replace them with realistic, empowering beliefs. Goal setting. Small, achievable goals can help rebuild confidence and demonstrate personal agency. Positive reinforcement. Celebrate even minor successes. Reinforce the belief that your actions do make a difference. Social support. Talk to people who uplift you. Surround yourself with encouragers who remind you of your worth. Mindfulness and meditation. Being present helps break the cycle of rumination and cultivate self-awareness. Educate yourself. Understanding that learned helplessness is learned means it can be unlearned. 8. The role of parenting and education. Learned helplessness often starts in childhood. Parents and teachers play a massive role in shaping a child's belief system. Encourage autonomy. Praise effort, not just results. Teach problem-solving skills. Allow safe failures. When children are taught that mistakes are part of growth, they develop resilience. 9. The opposite of helplessness. Learned optimism. Martin Seligman didn't stop at identifying the problem. He proposed a solution. Learned optimism. Just as people can learn to feel helpless, they can also learn to feel empowered. Learned optimism involves interpreting setbacks as temporary, specific, and external. Believing in personal power. Reframing failures as growth opportunities. This shift in mindset can transform lives. 10. Spiritual and philosophical dimensions. Many spiritual traditions speak of overcoming suffering through faith, inner strength, and surrender. In a way, these teachings align with breaking free from helplessness. Belief in a higher power, purpose, or the inherent value of life can ignite hope and courage. Sometimes the realization that you are not alone can be the first step out of the darkness. Final reflection. You are not powerless. If you take one thing from this chapter, let it be this. You are not powerless. Even if life has conditioned you to think otherwise, even if your past whispers lies of inadequacy, there is a spark within you. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a rebellion against helplessness. You have agency. You have worth. You can rise. Closing message for the listener. Thank you for joining this chapter on Learned Helplessness. If this resonated with you, take a moment, breathe, reflect, and know that understanding is the first key to transformation. Remember, this isn't just psychology. This is life-changing insight. If this helped you, consider sharing it with someone who needs hope. You are capable. You are seen. You are free to begin again. Let's continue this journey of awakening in the next chapter. Until then, stay strong and stay inspired.